Yo, YouTube, what's the deal? Know what I'm saying? It's your boy Trapmoney. And you know what I'm saying? You on the first episode of Trapmoney's story. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell some stories, you feel me? Because, if a dude do a podcast or something like that, a lot of the times you got a jealous host, you know what I mean? A jealous ass host who gets exposed by his own fraud crew homies, and he's jealous that he ain't never had the clout Trap Money has. So he'll try to like rush me and shit to get all the stories out. You know what I'm saying? Then he'll pull a little bullshit, like try to, put other crews above my gang. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well we did way more than them. So I'm gonna tell a little story. You know what I'm saying? And this is a story of PBGN. Feel me? I watched a video with this dude talking about how PBGN was, in his opinion, and this number one baller crew, blah blah blah.
It was the number one ballers crew of all time for me.
Drum roll.
And I have to say these dudes, yeah, drum roll, right? These dudes right here been legit. Never had no smut on their name, no proof, no accusations or nothing crazy, goofy. And I'm gonna have to say it goes to the Perro ballers, Perro ballers, man.
Like that. That was just funny to me, bro. First of all, PBGN didn't even last long. Second of all, let me tell y'all the whole story about PBGN. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there from the beginning to the end. You feel me? Now, one day I was in Perro. You feel me? I was in Perro and I was balling at that time. It was 2015. I was balling hard. You know what I'm saying? I was outside, you know what I'm saying? And I was rocking a hard ass baller fit. I was really stylish with it, you feel me? I had these white jeans with these purple shoes. I had my white tee with the purple short sleeves. That was my crew shirt at that time, that account, right? So I'm in the lobby one day, I'm by myself, and then I see these dudes from Vice Lords, you feel me? Now their crew tag was AVLN, Almighty Vice Lord Nation. And their crew leader was Team Almighty. Now he was like a fake Vice Lord dude. Now at the time, back then, all the Chicago gangs used to like stick together. Not stick together, but they would all fight each other. They had their own little corner of the SGC. You know what I'm saying? They would all fight each other. They would all deal with each other. And some of them, even though they was ops, they were kind of like friends. You feel me? And these were like the DSN type of crews like that. They would fight these guys. And a lot of them was like kind of like, cool with each other low key, even though they were supposed to be ops. It was all like some fake little Chicago nerds, you know what I'm saying? The type of dudes who are from Chicago, but they don't want to come outside because they scared, so they sit their little hoe ass on the video game and they just play the game all day. And they all some TDM heads and all, you know what I'm saying, just super free aim dorks, right? So, at the time, I was really just banging with the ballers and the frogs and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I would really just fight them, right? And at the time, nobody could get my picture. Like I said on my interview or whatever on the podcast, nobody could take my picture. I was catching people. I was really just doing hits. I wouldn't let people pack me out, and I wouldn't let it get to a point where we was just trading kills back and forth, because then you're gonna try to take my picture, and I wasn't having my picture taken. So I only do hits at that time. This is only 2015. You know what I'm saying? When Trap Money shit had just really started, and I was trying to get my name up. You feel me? Like we know, I already was doing my thing before. But this time, you know what I'm saying, back in them days, I would get my picture taken all the time. So now that I was Trap Money and the whole Trap Money thing started, I said, ain't nobody taking my picture no more. You feel me? At least not right now. You feel me? So I'm just going to do hits, catch all the big names, do hits, get out the lobby. So that's what I was doing. And it was making this dope ass storyline of how nobody could get me. You feel me? Or whatever. So a lot of people was jealous of that, you know what I'm saying? We all getting our picture taken. He never gets his taken. And he's catching all these big names, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? So dudes was hating on that. But, we'll get into that later. Now, this day, I ran into these Almighty Vice Lord Nation dudes, and we fighting. We in Perro, we fighting. We going back and forth. I didn't care about them because they wasn't really my ops like that. They ran up on me on some random shit, but I wasn't really sweating them. Like, I'm like, oh, these dudes ain't my ops. I shoot out with them. So it was me versus like 5 of them, whatever. So the next day, after that's over, I'm talking shit on the mic and everything to them. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying much, but I'm talking shit on the mic and I'm talking all this Balla gang shit. So the next day, I get on Social Club, and it was a new Balla gang called the Perro Balla Gang Nation, PBGN. And guess who was? Team Almighty and his boys. So after we got into our shootout, they went and flipped and turned Balla. And I was like, wow, wonder why they did that. We all know why they did that, because of Trapmoney. And it just is what it is, bro. I'm not trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, have an ego. It's just put one and one together, you feel me? These dudes saw me doing my baller shit, had a shootout with me. The next day they ballers. Okay, they were influenced by me, right? So I wasn't even tripping off that. So I said, yeah, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'll have my crew, you know what I'm saying, Cavs. And we all was like, we gonna be cool with these dudes. We linked up with them, you know what I'm saying? They ballers, we ballers. So we all linked up. We was cool, we was homies, you feel me? They'll help us with our shootouts against the frogs, we'll help them, whatever, you feel me? And we was straight. We was homies for like some weeks or months or something like that, Taking pictures. We go to their little gang spots, to their gangway in Perro. You know what I'm saying? They'll come kick it with us on Covenant. I got pictures from these times, I got all of that, you know what I'm saying? If you go on the Front Yard Ballers Instagram page, you'll see me standing in Perro with a bunch of them behind me, you feel me? You know it's them because they got rebreathers on and shit like that, because they were some TDM head ass. They could shoot, but they were some TDM dorks, you know what I'm saying? And they had a few members, you know what I'm saying? They had a good number of members, but the ones I remember really is Team Almighty and RB Yellow, right? So Team Almighty, like I said, he was the leader. And he was like a Chicago dude. And you know what I'm saying? He would really talk a lot with the other Chicago dudes, you feel me? And sometimes that shit just wasn't cool, you feel me? Because some of them was frogs. There was this one dude named A1. A1 was a big time hater, bro. Just a big fucking hater. Always hate on me, bro. Like, he would be like talking all this shit about me. He was like obsessed with me. Like, you know what I'm saying, like some other dudes on this game from Chicago. These dudes is haters, bro. Sorry, Chicago niggas on this game is straight haters, bro. I don't know what it's like out there, but it seems like y'all got a lot of haters in y'all city, bro. Keeping it real. So A1 was a hater, another Chicago hater who couldn't stand me and all that shit. And I had no idea why. You know what I'm saying? We was ops, you know what I'm saying? He was a frog. But he just really wanted to get my picture. Like, seriously, he wanted to get my picture. He couldn't get it. Nobody could get it. He wants to be the one to get my picture. So he always talk shit. Everything I drop, he be talking shit. I'm going to catch you to whatever. I'm like, man, whatever, bro. You ain't finna catch shit. I'm trolling this bitch out. Shut the fuck. You ain't catching shit, bitch. Whatever. You feel me? And he started getting obsessed with it. Like, just you know what I'm saying? Just running around, just acting crazy. Like, so then sometimes I would see him in the comments, in my comments and shit. He'd be like, oh, yeah. He would talk shit about how I need to pop out. And he was saying that shit to Almighty. Almighty was like, yeah, Trap does need to pop out and fight you, blah, blah. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Shut the fuck up, bro. You a baller. This dude is a whole frog. He was from CZF. He's a whole frog. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? Y'all both from some Chicago TDM nerds, bro. Y'all ops, bro. Feel me? Nobody needs to hear that bullshit. So, they would talk amongst each other. Man, he needs to pop out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he does need to pop out. Whatever, bro. I'm doing this shit right now. Y'all not gonna catch me, bro. It is what it is. This is the Trap Money thing I'm doing right now. It was fun. It was a fun time in the community when I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can talk all the bullshit you want to, but that was a fun time. Now, one day, I'm in the lobby with E, right? Me and E in the lobby, we chilling. Then all of a sudden, Team Almighty come into the lobby. So I'm like, all right, cool. Team Almighty in here. You know what I'm saying? So we was chilling. You feel me? Cavs and PBGN. We chilling. The next thing I know, A1 comes into the lobby. And then a gang of frogs came in right after A1 came in there, bro. It was the weirdest shit at the time. Like, bro, what the fuck is happening right now? So now they deep in here. And it's like 3 of us, you know what I'm saying? It's a gang of frogs in here now. I can't leave, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down. I can't leave my boys. It's about to go down. So I'm just like, man, fuck it. We just gonna fight these niggas, you feel me? And we fought. Props was there. You know what I'm saying? Kingpin CGF, he was there. A1 was there. And some other frog dudes was there. I don't really remember exactly who was there. I think Cuss Bucket might have been there. Not 100% sure, but it was a bunch of them, bro. And we went at it with them. I think we was in Cyprus. And we was going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Just shooting. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? It was going down. Everybody was getting shot. You know? I'm up on some of them up on me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that was the first day that they got my picture. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta get on social club, see my picture. I mean, I'm like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And all I could think about was, bro, soon as Team Almighty come in there, here come A1 in them. You feel me? I know what Team Almighty did. He got into the inbox with A1, and he was saying, A1 told him, hey, man, you get in the lobby with Trapmoney, send me an invite so I can catch him. Send me an invite. You know what I'm saying? He's ducking. A1, and Team Almighty did that shit, bro. Snake shit, bro. That's some backdoor shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some hater shit, bro. You probably mad you be in your picture taking and shit. Team Almighty. You go, yeah, Trapmoney need to get his picture taken too. No, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. You a baller, I'm a baller. What the fuck is you doing, bro? That shit is some backdoor bullshit. Fuck that. Them frogs did not come in here until your ass came in here, bro. I know you sent them an invite. You come pull up to us talking to us. You sitting there sending frogs invites to come in there and pack us out. That's bullshit. That was some straight up bullshit. So, you know, it was what it was, man. You know, after that, I told E and I told Jones, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got to beef with them, but fuck them, bro. Fuck PBGN. Fuck Team Almighty. I got beef with them. So I know the question was asked, did we ever have beef? Did Cavs ever have beef with PBGN? The answer is yes and no. Cavs really didn't have beef with them, but Trapmoney did for sure. You know what I'm saying? I started catching PBGN one by one, whooping they ass, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I won that fucking war. I was beating the shit out of them. Especially Team Almighty. Kept catching his punk ass. Kept taking his picture. All kind of shit like that, bro. I still got them pictures to this day, bro. Whooping Team Almighty ass. Straight up. And that was really towards the end of Team Almighty. He started dressing up as a girl. I started catching him as on his girl account. All of that shit, bro. After that, after I really got on Team Almighty like that, that was like kind of like the beginning of the end of PBGN. They didn't last that long after that, bro. They didn't. They was gone pretty soon after that. I'll give them 3 weeks. They was gone. That crew was gone. So, didn't see him for a little while. And then all of a sudden, I saw Team Almighty. The last time I saw Team Almighty, he was standing on Covenant. I came into a lobby. I looked at the TV. You know, you can watch people when you look at TV. I looked at the TV. I spectated. He was standing on Covenant, dressed head to toe in green, standing on a roof, kind of AFK and shit, just standing there, just head to toe in green, and no crew. So I don't know if he was going frog or what he had going on, but he was not no fucking baller no more, straight up. So Trapmoney birthed PBGN pretty much because they saw me. It was influenced by me. They was inspired by Trapmoney, and Trapmoney shut that shit down, nigga. So who you gonna put over Cavs? PBGN? What? Yeah, they could shoot, but they could shoot because they was TDM nerds. You can't say shit like, oh yeah, PBGN could shoot, and they were the reason that, because they only shot AR, so they're the reason I started shooting AR. What the fuck do we shoot as Cavs, bro? Exactly. So stop hating ass losers. Who I'm talking to know who I'm talking to. You feel me? We're gonna leave it at that. That's y'all story time for the day, man. I'll catch y'all next time.